Good everyone, I'm Blaze, and welcome to episode number 56 of the TriPoint podcast with Kinunners and myself. Number
we made
56.
it to 5-6. I'm not sure if that's an achievement or not, but it is now.
We made it to the Switch 2. That's the achievement.
That's an
Now,
achievement.
but before the Switch 2, we have to talk about the Switch 1
Okay.
and some other things.
Yep.
Like Microsoft's handheld. I'll just put up a little trailer.
Yep.
A little teaser of a robot, Oz's own handheld, and an Xbox controller going into a little chamber.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
And coming out slightly different. That's all there is at the moment.
Oh,
The Zelda movie
Nice.
is coming out. I'm gonna skim past things really quick. The Zelda movie is coming out on the 26th or 7th of March in 2027.
in 2027?
Too close to the Sonic movie for my liking.
Yeah, we just cry, I guess.
And then let's talk about the direct from the previous direct, not the one
the first one?
not the one that happened this morning before this
the other
recording,
one.
because we're recording this later in the week because we wanted to make sure we got it.
Exactly.
Let's talk about that one because there's not as much to talk about now that the Switch 2 direct's out.
That is true.
I want to skim past it. I can't even find it now.
I've got it. I
should have
came prepared. I made sure
Why
I
didn't
went
I
and get
do
it.
this before?
Got it. I made sure. I was like, I'm gonna go get it.
I don't know why I didn't think to do this before. We'll quickly skim through it like we tend to do.
Exactly.
27th of the 3rd. That's the one, right?
Yes.
First thing was Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D.
I mean, it's Dragon Quest.
The Dragon Quest looks nice.
Yeah, they
Good,
look
looks,
nice.
Looks good. I don't know, I'm never going to play it. Anyway.
Yeah, Dragon Quest. Is nice.
No sleep for something that confused me. I don't know.
Konami date? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't.
Raido? That's a Sega game, right? Atlas game?
I've heard of that. Yeah,
I think it's an Atlas game. It looks like
but I don't know why.
the
It
same
does
sort of
look like
Persona-esque. I think it's Atlas. I think it is a Shin Megami Tensei game in Japan.
Yeah, okay.
that would be
I was
why.
like, I've definitely heard of that.
Shadow Labyrinth is the first one I really want to point out, though.
Okay,
Have you seen it? Yeah, the trailer for it.
I have looked at it. Yeah,
Did you skip past it? Yeah, okay.
I skipped past it a little bit, but I've looked at it mostly.
Pac-Man.
Yeah,
Evil Pac-Man, I think.
I don't understand. I don't know if I should be confused. You know?
Why did they do this to poor Pac-Man?
I think the scariest part about this whole thing is how its mouth moves.
Yeah, exactly. Just give kids nightmares about Pac-Man.
Like, that's actually terrifying.
Is it me, or does it look like it's been animated in Flash?
You're right. But only Pac-Man specifically.
Yeah. It's very strange. Yeah, no. Scary Pac-Man. I found that
Why does
scary.
it also half look like a Metroid?
I think it is a Metroidvania, that's why.
Yeah, that's probably why.
That might do it. Patapon. Patapon.
Patapon.
Patapon.
Yeah.
These games look amazing. I want to play them. Apparently they were on the
It's just
PSP. I don't
funny
even
looking.
remember them.
I don't either.
They're kind of funny
I
looking.
have a PSP.
They're very
One
funny
and
looking. They go with the beat. I'm horrible at rhythm games, however, I do like them
It's
nonetheless.
fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I think that's funny. Apparently it was a PlayStation game. Now it's coming over. Story of
I had no
Seasons,
idea.
which I was not expecting to see here because
I don't think if most people were.
like they're busy with like Marvelous is busy with Rune Factory and everything at the moment.
Yeah.
If I wasn't expecting Story of Seasons, which is essentially like how Shin Megami Tensei is to Persona.
Yeah, it's the same kind of, yeah.
And a new Story of Seasons as well, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And then, the biggie one of the Switch 1 Direct
The big one.
is Metroid Prime
It
4.
looks very nice.
They introduced the world,
Yeah.
essentially, that you'd be going around. It looks like Halo 4.
The big tree.
Looks like Metroid.
Metroid in general just looks like Halo. I don't think that helps it.
Yeah, and then as we've said before, this game looks amazing on the Switch One.
It does.
For a Switch One game, this looks amazing, and it looks like I can't tell what frame rate it's running at. To me, it looks like 60.
No, but it is pretty smooth regardless.
I don't think it's 30. It looks higher than 30.
Yeah.
Which is impressive. If they got it to run at 60 on the Switch One.
Yeah, that is impressive. But I think
Yeah.
the Switch 1 will be like overheated after like half an hour.
Yeah. The Switch One explodes.
Yeah, it'll just burn.
And we'll talk about the gameplay side of things here, because we'll be talking about this game again in a bit.
Yeah.
However, the new abilities.
The abilities, the powers.
Her psychic abilities. I mean...
Why does that hand movement look so familiar?
It does, doesn't it?
It looks like it comes from Overwatch. That's what it is.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
I saw that hand movement and I was like, I've seen that somewhere before. I don't know why, but I have.
Yeah, it does look very similar. I like... Oh gosh, this game looks good. I'm simply looking through it. This game looks amazing.
The colours are very nice.
It's very purple.
It is very purple.
I'm
okay with that.
Yeah, the psychic really... Yeah, they are kind of funny. They kind of take the place of... I mean, you probably don't know, because you haven't played 3. However, there's a lot of, like, Wii Remote stuff that you can do with 3 with your hand.
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense.
Like, unlocking doors. They kind of, like, replace that.
Yeah.
Kind of. I find it funny when they're like, you can open doors with it. And I'm like, you can always open doors.
It's the same thing I did. Like, you can open doors. I was like, yeah, you've been able to open doors forever.
Yeah.
Usually you just shoot them.
It's not very revolutionary gameplay. Like, oh gosh. I like that one of the abilities like allows you to like basically see through your whatever you fire. And control
Yeah,
it. That's different. I'm not
basically
sure
a homing.
how much that's going to slow down the gameplay. I probably wouldn't use it very much, personally.
I agree with that.
I think it's more likely going to be used in puzzles where you have to like maybe fire through a small tube and like get
Yeah.
it through to a specific spot or something. Like
Though that is
that's
one
where
thing
I'd use it
for
more. Probably not
Metroid.
necessarily on enemies because it is way too
They've
slow in
always
my opinion.
been. I agree with that. They've always been pretty good at
Like some of these
integrating
enemies look like
their-
the Flood.
They do. They really do. They have always been pretty good at integrating the abilities into whatever they need to do, so I'm sure it'll be useful regardless.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I wouldn't use it that
Yeah.
much
Well,
on
let's see what
actual
happens. I
enemies.
trust Retro.
Yeah.
So
That's
Retro are
right.
great. Like. Oh,
What's
as well,
the name of the planet?
the planet? Oh, Vuos or something, isn't it?
Viros?
Vuos, I think. I don't know. I'm watching the trailer in the
Where do they
direct.
come
I'm
up
not
with these
watching it
names?
by itself. The actual trailer does say the name.
Yeah, it does. It's just up to it.
I must say,
Vuros, I think
Samus's
it
new
is.
suit.
Yep.
My gosh, every single Metroid game, they try to make it thinner and thinner, don't they?
They gotta keep the shoulders though.
I don't know how I feel about Samus's new suit. I think it looks amazing in some ways, and then other ways I'm like,
They've gotta keep her air conditioning.
okay.
Yeah, I agree with that actually.
Make sure
There-
she
there
loses
is
all her
parts of
abilities
it-
at the start.
I
That's
think
what you
it's
have to make
just-
sure.
By smacking into a wall, yeah. I think it's just like the extra detail on the metal makes it look a little bit strange for some reason.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it looks like it looks like it was made out of like a million different pieces of metal instead of just being like,
It looks like
you know.
it kind of almost, to me, it has almost that vibe of the oh, what's like the bioorganic armor from Infinite?
Oh, oh, I know what you're talking about. What is that called?
I can't remember.
I know what you mean. It does
They have,
look
like, it kind of reminds me of that. However, at the very least, it suits Metroid much more than it does.
Yeah, it does.
In Halo, it looks absolutely horrific.
Yep.
However, in this game, it looks like...
It looks.
I mean,
like
Samus
it's
is
meant
no
to be there in Metroid.
stranger to biological suits. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
she's, I think, is it 4? Fusion. Yeah, Fusion, she has a biological suit, and then in Dread, she has like a biological suit as well.
Yeah.
It's not something I'm unfamiliar with Samus.
No. Not at all. The visor also looks
Yeah, and it fits. It makes me realize how much
interesting.
Halo 4 and 5 kind of tried to make themselves look like a Metroid game.
Yeah,
When you think about it.
they did. They look very similar.
Because they kind of do. Oh,
Yep.
gosh. Anyway,
The
yeah,
health
Metroid
bar's
Prime 4
different, too.
Beyond looks amazing. Again, we'll get into that later. Disney Villains
Yeah.
Curse Cafe.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the health bar was different. I saw that. I like the HUD. It looks nice.
Yeah, the HUD is good.
Yeah, Disney Villains Curse Cafe. I saw that and I'm like, okay.
I saw that and I was like, alright,
Witchbrook
I guess so.
meant really nothing to me, personally.
Yeah, it didn't mean a whole lot to me either.
Same with the Eternal Life of
I've
Goldman.
never had much to do with it. I don't even know what that is. I just saw it and was like, okay.
Gradius Origins. Gradius, sorry. I mean, that's
Gradius?
neat to have like an
Yeah.
arcade game with a new entry in it.
Yeah.
Rift of the Necro Dancer. Didn't this game come out like forever ago? Well, like
I
at
don't
least
know.
shown off forever ago.
I thought so.
I don't know. It looks like a fun rhythm game.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Switch version has some Zelda stuff in it to go like with how Crypt of the Necromancer or whatever it is had in it.
Yeah, the first one, yeah.
That's a game that I haven't heard about in a while.
Oh, I know. It's been so long.
Tamagotchi Plaza, not to be confused with Tomodachi, as everyone keeps doing online.
Yep.
Oh gosh. Anyway, Pokemon Z-Day.
Pokemon.
It shows off. I mean, we'll talk about it again later as well.
Yeah.
It looks kind of funny in this trailer. However, it does show off a new feature, which is like like nighttime, essentially like a tournament.
Yeah, the tournament thing.
Yeah, which is neat. It kind of puts my I want to see if I can finish this game without battling thing to
Yeah,
sort of breaks that.
that's-
Oh well.
That kind of has a wrench thrown in it, but
However, it is a neat idea. I think it's a good like way of progressing as well.
yeah.
Which I mean, ultimately, there's 26 ranks because like
Yeah.
it's 26 letters of the
Because
alphabet.
yeah, it's 26 letters. You gotta have Z to A. You know?
I hope that all the characters in here are different.
I agree with that. I don't know what I'm gonna do if they aren't.
And not only that, I hope they not simply standing around like they are in the trailer.
Yeah.
kind of lifeless.
It's a
I mean,
bit
it wouldn't
awkward.
surprise me. It's a Pokemon game.
Yeah. Nah, they probably are just standing around, but
I'm like, hopefully, there's a little bit of like I guess, like animation from them. I guess I don't know what you'd say. Like
something.
little bit of emotion, like
Even just a little bit more hand movement, you know?
exactly. Something or other. They're simply standing around. And I'd like to think that, like, if you're going up these ranks and battling all these different people, like, if they are, like, to have it, like, as different lots of different people and stuff like that, like, maybe have all their own little personalities and stuff that you can learn about. Maybe if you wish to. Like, I know this is very wishful thinking, considering they'd probably never do this. However, like, you know how, like, Fire Emblem has, like, the system where you can, like, what's it called now? Talk to people?
Support system?
Supports, yeah, something like that, where like maybe you can get to know specific opponents better.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
That'd be neat.
That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be neat.
I don't think they would.
I don't think they
That'd be
will
kinda
either.
cool. Also, can I just say, the way that the other people stand so close to the main character? What is happening?
Get out of my personal space.
They're so close to them.
Oh golly, I do like. Imagine in real life if you had like if Pokemon were real in real life, and all of a sudden you go up behind someone and like attack them from behind. Like in real
Like,
life, I
hello,
feel like that
random
would not be
person on the
allowed. How, like,
street.
for gameplay purposes, I do like that you can like sneak up on people.
Oh, that is funny. Excuse me, random person. You're now in a duel you can't get out of unless
I don't know,
you
like
lose.
some sort of fire on them or something. It's like, yeah,
Oh my
it's
God.
kind of like, you know how like, it's kind of like returning the favor from all the other Pokemon games where you'd walk past someone as far away as humanly possible, and they're like, time to battle.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Now it's
Enemy
our turn. Now we
spotted.
can be like, hi, you're battling me.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So it's sort of getting everyone back for the many years of every time something happens.
Yeah. The many years of snake exclamation mark.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah, and I think this whole system of the tournaments and stuff works really well into the new battle system,
It does, yeah.
which is nice. Which is nice.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
curious to
fine
know
with
if you
that.
go up a rank every battle, because I feel like the game is going to be very short if you go up a rank every.
I doubt it.
Therefore, I'd say you probably have to get like XP or something.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then available late 2025.
Yep.
Sometime this year.
Eventually.
Then Rhythm Heaven.
Rhythm heaven.
And when I first saw this, I heard the text-to-speech, and I originally thought this was Tomodachi. And I was like, no, this doesn't look right. And then it was Rhythm Heaven, and I'm like, oh my gosh, a new Rhythm Heaven. I've never played a Rhythm Heaven, however, apparently they're really good.
Yeah, they're really funny to look at.
They are funny. The guys are what get me, the little white guys.
Yeah, the little orbs.
They're
Orbs with legs.
almost like, you know, like the original Kirby design?
I
They're
do.
like upset versions.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. And I'm glad that like they didn't simply throw this off as like a quick like trailer. Like they actually went in depth of it and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's nice to see. And I reckon like this and Tomodachi will be like good like swan songs for the Switch's like game lineup.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. And then the virtual game cards they discussed. This is a bit confusing.
It is a bit weird.
I get it. It's a little bit confusing. Initially, I figured why would we need that with what we do, like putting my account on multiple Switches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
However, I realized something. If we use this, I can set my Switch up as my main Switch, and you guys can play all the games, and I don't have to go online every single time I want to try to do something.
Oh, yeah. What about that? True that.
Oh
Think
gosh.
about that. You're right.
That's literally, I'm like, oh my gosh. Yes! I don't have to worry about it every single time.
Yep.
Oh, that's frustrating, that is. And that, yeah, it means you guys won't have to have the thing pop over every single time as well. It's like, oh, you did game runs
true.
me.
It's online.
That'll be nice. Well, I think we'll have to set that up when it comes out, probably.
Yeah.
The biggest thing
might
for
do.
me, and I mean, I don't even know if our DLC properly rolls over yet. You haven't gone to check yet if the DLC rolls over with my account on the Switch and you guys playing it on your accounts.
That is true.
Does DLC count on this system?
That is a good question.
Because they haven't said anything about that as far as I've seen.
No, I've not seen a single thing about it.
Because if it doesn't count, that's kind of a missed opportunity.
And I don't think I've even seen them use a game with DLC, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see, at least. I don't know. At the very end of the day, yeah, it means we can stop our
It's
silly
not a
online
bad
things every
feature.
time.
Yeah.
It kind of it is a bit of an upset as well. This is very pro-consumer though from Nintendo. It's very
It's
strange.
very odd.
Like,
Yeah.
they're not there. They usually don't do nice things like this for a lot of people.
At least
Because
not
this is like
without
essentially
paying.
stopping some sales. Because there will be people who will simply play it like this.
Exactly.
I don't know. I mean, we always got away with it anyway because multiple accounts on the
Yeah.
same system. How like, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. I'm curious to see if it'll stop the other account way that we do it when it comes out.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Honestly, I have no idea.
This is gonna be interesting to see. It is kind of funny that you have to like be in like contact with someone first to get it working.
Yeah.
However, you only have to do that the one time.
Yeah.
And then after
So
that
I
you
guess
can
it
be
makes
separate.
sense.
That's very strange.
It is weird, but I guess.
I suppose
Yeah,
that's
I
like a
know.
barrier to stop you from like sending a game to
It's-
someone on
yeah.
the other side of the country.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Someone
a-
has to like post their switch over simply to get it to work. It's like
yeah.
post it back again.
Yeah.
Like it won't be a problem for us because we'll simply meet up at one point and do
Yeah.
the first run through. Have like, yeah, and then it all works through the Switch 2 as well. Therefore, when the Switch 2 comes, you can do the same.
They'll go that way. Yeah.
Yeah, strange, very strange. Yeah, it is a bit of an upset though for the sake of physical games because all it is now is another incentive for people to get digital
It's
games.
another. Yeah.
And it makes me sad.
Yeah.
Oh god. Anyway, the next thing, there's some quick games that they went over that really don't interest me too
I don't
much.
think there's a whole lot.
Until
in
Monument
there.
Valley, that's the one that interested me
Where is that? There it is.
because I believe they're
Found it.
mobile games
I was gonna say I've heard of.
and they look
Monument
like
Valley.
Echochrome.
They do look like Echo Current.
I saw that and I'm like,
They look like they
I like
function the
fun
same kind of
puzzle
way.
games. Yeah. Apparently there is. Yeah, actually, they did mention the third game later, didn't they?
Yeah, they've got 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I saw that the third game was on something. I think it's on Netflix games on phone.
Oh, it's something. Yeah.
Very strangely, not that it really matters to us because we do have Netflix. So like, if we wanted to do it
Yeah.
that way, however, I'd probably rather wait for them to come out.
It's
on the
just an odd way to do it, though.
Switch. Yeah, it is a bit of a way to do it. And then Everybody's Golf. I believe that's another Sony IP.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Interesting.
which. Yeah, that is interesting. Are they doing a Microsoft? Are they going to put everything on everything now?
Yeah.
Which is something again we'll talk about later on the Switch too, because there was a game there that I'm very excited for. But yeah, Everybody's Golf. Yeah, interesting. Marvel
Everyone's
Cosmic
golf.
Invasion. People are happy
That
about
doesn't
that. I
mean
don't
a whole
know,
lot
doesn't
to
mean
me.
much to me.
Yeah, it doesn't mean a whole lot to me.
And then we'll skip to the end one. Your favorite thing ever the whole
Oh
time.
my gosh. No. No, Fire Emblem beats it out by a very large margin. But
I know. I know. I meant like the reveal though.
oh yeah.
Like if you got a reveal for this and Sigurd's game in the same direction, which one would you be more excited for?
I don't know what I would do. Oh, both. I think I'd just be on the floor. Just be laughing.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
but
that'd
yeah,
be so
there's
funny.
there's a new Tomodachi Life, and it looks hilarious
It's
as
a new
always.
one.
I don't know. You're the Tomodachi
Yeah, it
Life
does.
person. Your turn.
It looks like they have new stuff in it, finally.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
If it came out and they didn't have.
I mean, I hope so, yeah.
Imagine. Yeah, it looks like everything takes place along the island as opposed to in apartments this time.
I mean, they were still on an island in Tomodachi Life. They're just
I
in
understand
separate
that. How,
housing.
like, everything's like spread across,
Yeah, everything's
island.
separate
Yeah.
now, I think.
kind of like Animal Crossing.
Yeah, kind of. But not quite.
Maybe that's what the Animal Crossing team have been doing and Splatoon team have been
It's
doing.
just Tomodachi Life.
Maybe they've been playing it to Tomodachi Life. Actually, that wouldn't
Maybe.
even surprise me.
No, that wouldn't surprise me either.
It has a very familiar feeling to it, and this, I must say, this game looks nice on the base Switch.
It does.
Like, despite all the
Yeah.
funny me's and everything else
Yeah,
under the
well,
sun.
that's the point of Tomodachi Life. You're
I
supposed to
know.
have funny looking
It
memes.
simply looks like a funny game, which is great.
Yeah,
And it looks like Dreams are going to have much more to do with it as well.
yeah. Dreams were already something else entirely in the first game. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like they're going to have a big thing to do with it. Hopefully, the big thing with this is they need to keep supporting it.
Yes.
This is one of those games that they can't do a silly Mario, what's it called? Mario Maker on Switch 2, where they support it for like a year,
Yep.
and that's it. They need to support it for at least 3 years is probably a good amount of time, minimum. Like,
Yeah.
If they don't, it's just going to become a
Exactly.
mess again.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the biggest problem with the last Tomodachi Life is when you're done, you're done. Like there's not much else.
Yeah, exactly. Like, unless you keep creating new people,
Yeah, exactly.
it's mostly done.
Yeah, they need to do something else. I don't know what else. I'm assuming like it's coming out in 2026. Like it's coming out
You
a
can
while
probably
away.
just have events and
as
whatnot.
well. Yeah, and then Nintendo Today,
Nintendo
which is the
Today.
new news thing, which gonna make our job a lot easier and more difficult at the same time.
Yeah, it'll be both.
It'll be like, oh yeah, great way to get news. Oh wait, there's too much news. Oh, God.
Yeah.
A fun little way. I
Yep.
can't sign in yet. It's frustrating me.
Yeah, I need to go get it.
And it looks like they're going to be doing things like little comics and stuff as well, which is kind of neat and
Yeah.
nice and fun.
That's fun.
Yeah,
kinda like a
that
newspaper.
was yeah, like kind of like a newspaper, like a daily newspaper on your phone. I think it's a neat way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously for Nintendo to try and get people into their ecosystem.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole reason they're doing it. Like,
Yeah, that's obvious. But
however, like, it's nice. It's a fun way of doing it. It's not like checking like going on and like seeing something on like a website or stuff like that. Like, it's a little fun way of doing it. However, yeah, that was the direct from last
that was
time.
the first direct. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that was a pretty good direct,
It was
considering the
pretty
Switch
good.
1 is on its way out.
Yeah.
I was very surprised that they had a Switch 1 direct last week in general.
Honestly, same.
It's
Though
like-
I suppose most of the stuff in that can be applied to the Switch 2 anyway, so I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Therefore, yeah, I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting that they showed Rhythm Heaven and Tomodachi Life this early on.
That is what I'm kind of confused about.
What it tells me is they
Like,
wanted to make a direct, didn't have enough for a direct, and were like, oh, we'll pull some games from the future.
well, yeah, we'll just like throw these ones in there. We're not finished them yet,
'Cause,
but we'll
like-
throw them in there.
Rhythm Heaven and Tomodachi Life, they're not like the type of game where like they're not like a Zelda game where you say something like 3 years before type thing.
Yeah.
They're the type of game that you announce them 3 months later the game comes out. Like it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
It's strange to see it like 2
Yeah,
years.
they
oh,
just
2
they,
years,
they
like, a year
wanted to
before.
like put Metroid
yeah
into
exactly.
a direct before the big
Yeah,
direct,
they
and we're
wanted
like,
Metroid,
we need
the
something
game
else
card
around it.
thing, and the Nintendo Today.
Yeah, exactly.
They put it into a direct, and they're like, oh, that's
And
something
they're like,
else.
"That's not
enough.
Yeah.
Gotta find something else to make an actual direct. Because like a lot of this could have been in the Switch 2 one. However, there's like things like the game card thing and stuff like that where I think it would have bloated the Switch 2 direct a little bit if it was in there.
Yeah, that makes stuff
And they
sense
want the
to be
Nintendo Today app
on
to be
its
out
own.
before the Switch 2 to make sure the
Which
news
makes
is
sense.
rolling as soon as all that and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Therefore, yeah. Very interesting. Something that frustrates me with the Nintendo Today app though.
Okay.
Why is
What
there
about
no
it?
app for it on the Switch? This is like Nintendo Music all over again.
They put it on the Switch too, it's fine.
It's, please,
I
simply
don't
put it
know.
on. Like, do we need?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. Like, I get it. However, I'm not a big person. Like, I don't use my phone that much. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't like using my phone that much. Therefore, I specifically try to stay off it. The more you put on my phone, the more likely it's going to sit there.
Yeah.
Like I'll get it. Oh gosh.
I get it.
Like,
That's about it though.
I don't think I've properly used Nintendo Music yet. Like, I've had it for ages. I see all the music that goes into it. I've gone on and played a song or two and then left it. I think I've actually probably used it as a proper
Yeah.
music thing yet, simply because I have YouTube Music.
Exactly, we can just use YouTube.
Like, there's no point. Put it on the Switch, and there'll be a point. Integrate it with the
Yes.
system, and it'll be nice.
Do you know how much better it would be if you could just use the Switch for the music?
Yeah, exactly. Because, like,
You could
especially
do
with
so
the
much
Switch,
with that.
Imagine you have, like, your Switch dock hooked up to, like, a hi-fi system or something.
Exactly.
The Switch literally becomes, like, a portable, like, almost stereo, in a way.
Or even if you're like, maybe you're like in your own room and you've got like people
Yeah.
outside, but maybe you don't want them to like listen to too much because it'll annoy them or something.
Exactly.
And you just have it on your own little thing. Like, you know, it's fine.
I don't know. I think that'd be perfect. I can imagine, like, maybe you have like the music on something, like if you have multiple docks around the place, like we have 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Or we have like our mini docks as well that we use.
Well,
Have,
yeah,
like,
we have the mini.
have
ones
multiple
as well.
docks around the place. Like you go to a different room and you plug it in and play it through the speakers, and then you take it
Yeah.
out and play it to another room and play it through the speakers, depending on what room you're in. Like
Exactly. There's so much you could do with that.
that's such like a missed opportunity, and they never do that. We go on Nintendo music rant all the time. We need to skip over that. We got
We
one more to
need
talk
to
about.
move on.
Yeah, the direct, the one that came out this
The
morning
big
for us,
one.
last night for everyone else, and probably middle of the day for someone as well.
Probably.
I need a drink. Gosh,
It's very big. No, it starts
it's a
half
very
an hour
long
in.
direct. We're gonna try skim over things. There goes my bottle.
So I heard that.
Literally placed my bottle down, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna fall off the
No.
bench today.
Okay.
Rude.
So the clanks in the background.
I think I put it because I had like a coaster under it. I think I put it on like the corner of the, not the corner, like the side of
Oh.
the coaster. It was on a bit of
Yeah.
an angle. Everyone gets to hear my bottle fall on the ground. It's fine. It barely had any water in it. Only a little bit of water. Can clean it up later. Yeah. Anyway, the Nintendo 2 Direct thing. The new intro for the Direct.
Yeah.
It's nice, however, I don't hope it's not the new intro going forward because it takes way too long.
It does. I skipped over most of it.
My gosh, it took forever. Jumping straight in though, they went straight into the new Mario Kart.
Yep.
And we won't go into full details and speculation here because there is a direct for it coming out in like 2.5
Yeah.
weeks. Like that'll be a good time
Yeah.
to talk about, especially since we got everything else to talk about today. However, some major things I want to talk about. Mario Horizon 5 All-Stars Racing Transformed. It's open
Mario
world,
Kart.
which, yeah, we'll see how that works. I actually have like,
Yeah.
it's exciting. However, I have like slight like concerns. Like the way they're doing the tracks makes it look like they want it organically in the world. How are they going to do DLC? Are they going to like introduce it to the world? Are they going to like do them separately? Like, are they going to be separate worlds with DLC?
I
like,
imagine they just introduce them to the world somehow.
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they do it.
Unless it's like Driver, where you choose a map.
Yeah, or like Forza Horizon 5, where you can drive around to all
And-
the different things.
yeah.
Have like Forza Horizon 5 is like a realistic game, as is Driver. Like, this is
No, true.
this is Mario Kart. It's meant to have like
Yeah, this is Mario
outlandish
Kart.
and strange things and all sorts.
Meant to have weird stuff happening.
Yeah. Therefore,
It's like they
hopefully-
wanted to continue with what's it called? The mobile one, Tour.
Tour, yeah, tour the world.
Exactly. They wanted to
It's kinda
continue
like
with
that.
it, but like they
It'll
were
be
like, we
interesting
couldn't
to
do
see
it
if
on
any of
mobile.
the tour traps come over.
I'm sure they will.
However, yeah, I think it's interesting to see that like this Mario Bros. Like circuit or whatever it is going to be like the main area. Maybe
The desert.
the main hub, the desert. One thing I can say is the animations and graphics, they look nice.
They do.
I am into like it's they said it's exclusive to the Switch 2, which I was on either side of the fence
Yeah.
about whether it would be or not. And it is,
Yeah.
apparently. It's exclusive to Switch 2. It's the launch title, like everyone thought it was going to be. Like,
I mean,
that's not
I
a surprise.
guess it makes sense, right? Like, why would they have it on the same one as Mario Kart 8?
yeah, exactly. And this open world looks like it's going to probably take more advantage of the Switch 2 than, like,
Yeah.
what the Switch 1 could do. Yeah, you drive to your different tracks on the open world. I really hope there's simply
Yeah.
a normal track select screen as well.
Oh, I hope so.
Because, like, the open world will be fun. And then I'll be like, I want to go play a track.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah, there better be something like that as well. I hope the whole game isn't 100% built around this. Like, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what
It's
happens. Like the way they have
That'll
the
be a
tracks laid
lot.
out as well, because you drive to different tracks. It's almost like a rally game.
Almost.
Because in rally like games, you like drive around the different areas of the map and all that sort of thing to like
Yeah.
all the different tracks. I think it's neat. The way the skins work, because there's going to be skins.
Yeah.
It almost looks like they're integrated into the gameplay.
Yeah.
You pick up like a hamburger item, and then they can change their skin.
A hamburger.
It's very strange. I really hope the
weird.
hamburger is simply the way to unlock the skins, and then you can choose them whenever you want, type thing. Because like, that's a very odd way of doing it.
And it's like that would be random too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what if you want a specific one?
Yeah, I hope that's simply the way to unlock it, and then like it switches it to like you to it when you get it, type thing, and then you can switch it to whatever you want. hopefully that's simply how you unlock it, and that's it. Because if that's the only way you can switch skins,
Well, that's very odd.
This is very odd. I must say, I do like Luigi with the straw hat though.
He looks like he meant it.
Exactly. And then the next big thing to talk about is the cars transform.
That they do.
Poor Crossworlds.
Mm-hmm.
If Crossworlds doesn't come out soon, I think it's going to be crushed by Mario Kart.
Yep.
Oh well. I must say as well, the karts actually transform better than in Crossworlds.
I mean, yeah.
I remember when we saw the Crossworlds trailer, I was like, I'm not the biggest fan of how it like digitally changes.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. These ones actually transform into a plane and boats. One thing with the boats though, does that mean no more underwater tracks?
I don't know.
I wonder how they're going to do that.
Maybe they'll have submarines.
Yeah, maybe have submarines as well. Yeah, there is some funny tracks here. Like there's a massive question mark block in like a sky area.
Yeah, and you can play from the cow. You can play the cow from Moo Moo Meadow.
You can play as a Moo Moo.
That's like old Moo
That is funny. You can as well play as Hammer Bro, a Goomba, and a Charging Chuck.
Yeah.
It's been seen. You can play as Waluigi, confirmed.
Yeah, I saw that. I remember when I first saw him, before it showed him being played as, and I was like, I wonder. Sure enough.
Yeah, Pauline's back as well, which is nice.
Yep.
She's basically
It's
become a
always fun
staple
having
now.
her around. Yeah.
In Mario in general. I wonder if she'll be in a game that we speak about later. Actually, now I think about it.
Yeah.
You can play as
Weather and
Who's that
Day.
behind Pauline?
You have Nabbit as well.
Sorry?
You can play as Nabbit too.
Oh yeah, Nabbit. I'm actually surprised that Nabbit wasn't in 8, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can play as a
Nabbit's in Shy
crab.
Guys.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
There's a crab.
Lakitus.
Yeah, some of the tracks look really unique. Interesting, no zero gravity.
I'm assuming that's just because it changes.
Yeah.
The transform.
Have like you can drive on walls and stuff like that, and like I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
I don't
it'd be
know what's
nice if
going
the
on
carts continue to do the zero gravity thing. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I'm not
It was
sure how
unique
that
for
works.
Mario. It was in the movie. Like,
Wait, there was a one of the penguins.
yeah, the penguin's there. Yeah.
I didn't even notice that before. Oh. I just saw that. I was like, oh my gosh.
You can play as one of the penguins.
Yeah.
Rail grinding, straight out of Sonic Riders.
Yep.
This is the first Mario Kart game that I've ever seen where I can almost pull every bit of inspiration from it.
Yeah.
It's odd because it's like this is like instead of Nintendo coming up with like a whole new thing like other than the open world stuff. I mean, even then that's Forza.
Well,
and all
yeah.
that. Like Forza Horizon stuff. Like there's a lot of things where like okay, it's doing this like Forza Horizon. Okay, it's doing this like Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed. Okay, it's like,
Yeah.
like Sonic. It's like,
Yeah,
it seems to be doing
exactly.
a lot of things that other kart racers are doing. I'm waiting to see what the big thing of its own is.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of curiosity. It kind of looked like Shy Guy Bazaar as well that the Shy Guy was in. And if that's the case, I'm very happy because I was very upset that that wasn't in Mario Kart 8's DLC.
I think they say it somewhere when they're showing the tracks off in the cups.
Oh, do they?
I think they do.
Yay.
Let's see if I can find it.
I like Shy Guy Bazaar. I really wanted it in a HD game for ages. That's not
It is
Tour.
in fact
Tour doesn't
Shy Guy
count.
Bazaar. I found it. It is Shy Guy Bazaar.
Yay! Oh, that makes me happy. Yeah, there's like a part where the carts go on the walls.
Yeah.
That feels strange. You can like wall jump. Yeah, the moo moo on the bike that goes on the... Oh, the moo moo.
He's going places.
He's going. The Mega Mushroom's back from Wii.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah, that's
There's like an
that's
item.
fine.
There's like a coin box that you can get, and the Hammer Bros Hammer, which is great for the Hammer Bro, I guess. You can play it.
Yeah.
I feel like you can go into a truck and drive around in a truck at one point.
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I don't know either. Yeah, then they show the hamburger stuff. It's nice to see skins properly coming in though, because Mario Kart 8 had too many characters that could have simply been skins.
Yeah, I agree
And I really
with that.
hope they condense some of the characters, like make Bowser Jr. his skins be the other Koopalings.
Yeah, it's like Wendy and whoever the other ones are called. I can't remember them right now. But yeah.
And have loads of skins. I don't understand why games limit the amount of skins. Why does Smash Brothers
Yeah,
only
I
have
have,
like
like,
8
4.
skins for each character? Why can't I have like 40?
Exactly. I want to see like every Fire Emblem character in one Fire Emblem character.
Yeah, exactly. They all play the exact same in the games. Why not?
Exactly.
Oh gosh. Anyway, yeah. The new carts, they look funny as well. There's one that's a koi, like there's a koi bike.
I saw that.
I was like, okay, that's funny. I like that they keep showing off like Peach's skins. I guess like nowadays she's the one most known
Well,
for costumes with Showtime.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Waluigi's got like a white suit, which I'm sure people will be happy about. Then they show them going under dinosaurs. Poor
Dinosaurs.
Crossworlds.
Yeah, Crossworlds is just dying.
Literally, like. And then there's like this part with the
Crossworlds is
water
out here.
and the whale instead of like the cracker.
Trying
like, oh my gosh,
so hard.
Crossworlds. It's like they made this
keep
trailer
getting
after
bullied.
Crossworlds trailer, and we're like, we're gonna outdo them. We're gonna
Yeah.
outdo them.
Exactly.
Oh gosh, I'm excited for Crossworlds. I prefer how the Sonic ones control. Therefore, I'm probably gonna
Yeah.
like that more again. However, like, I mean, it looks good. Mario Kart World looks really good.
It does. Also,
Can't
weather
deny
and
that.
what is
Oh
it?
yeah, the
time?
weather. I forgot about that.
Weather and time.
Yeah, that's neat. That's simply neat. I like that.
That sounds
That's
like
very
it comes out of
Forza
asphalt.
again.
Yeah. Forza, yeah.
Yeah, asphalt as well. Oh gosh. Anyway, yeah, we probably shouldn't talk too much about this anymore because like we got a lot to do and we're getting later and later
Looks
into
interesting anyway.
this. It does look
And then
interesting.
there's the free roam.
Something I like is with the Switch 2 Direct in general. Oh yeah, free roam. There's like a battle royale mode as well,
Yeah,
which is
that's
nice.
kind of cool.
It's very F-Zero 99. That's exactly what happens in
Yeah.
the tournament mode in F-Zero 99.
Yeah.
Well, actually in any of the modes except for the laps. Yeah, have like something in general with this direct. I like that it's the 3 younger members of the team who did the Switch stuff that are presenting it.
Yeah.
Because usually you see like with the Switch directs, or with any of the directs, they always bring in like Miyamoto and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And
They
it's like,
always
these
bring in,
guys,
like, the
I didn't
heads
know
of
they
it.
existed before this. Now I know who they are.
Exactly.
They're the
I'm
guys
like,
who
oh
made
look
the
at
Switch.
them.
Like,
Hello guys. How's it going?
yeah, exactly. And they learn to develop the Switch. I think that's nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Then we found out about the
The C button.
the elusive C button. The C button. It's chat,
The chat
essentially.
button.
voice chat. See, I wouldn't have called it C though, because voice chat is V.
It's game chat.
Yeah, games. Yeah, even then, like, why C?
It should be G.
Should be G.
It's G. It's GC.
Why can't it simply be a microphone with a button? Like, why does it have to be a?
I don't know. Like, why a C?
Yeah, why a C?
Of all
Anyway,
things.
yeah, they show it off. I think there's some pretty neat features in here. I like how Nintendo basically went from
It just looks like
the
Discord.
worst in the industry to with voice chat to the best in the console side, at least.
Yeah,
Out of nowhere.
literally.
Like, as
They're
far
just
as
sort
I'm
of like,
aware,
what if we-
I mean, the PS5 and the Xboxes can't screen share
Yeah.
and do like camera inputs and stuff.
Yeah, they were like, what if we just brought over Discord?
Yeah, exactly. And it looks good. It looks like it works well. Apparently, the mic works from a distance. That'll be interesting to see.
That is impressive. If it does.
That'll be very interesting to see, considering how small the mic has to be to fit inside the Switch 2.
Yes.
Like, I've seen bigger mics that from
Yeah,
less
that work
distance
less.
that mess up more than that. Therefore, that's got to be a pretty good mic. Otherwise,
Yeah. And to like block out the surrounding noise as much as
block
it can.
out the surrounding noise
too.
and pick you up from across the room. We'll see.
that's-
that is
yeah.
definitely something we will test once we get a second Switch too. Like, because
Sure.
to be completely honest, we'd probably switch over from Xbox to Switch to do it.
Exactly. Life will be so much easier.
I'm curious to see if like any standard USB-C camera will work,
Yeah.
or if you need the Switch
I
one.
don't know. I'm assuming you would need the Switch one.
The Switch 2 should have had a camera on the system.
I agree with that.
I don't understand why it doesn't. Because when you're in handheld, who wants to have this little stick that they're holding around? Like,
That's very awkward.
someone will make a camera that simply sits on top of it, like the PSP one. I'm near certain.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone will make a third party.
I'm sure
one.
they
Like-
will.
Like, I
Yeah.
don't understand. Why is there not why is there a mic in the system and not a camera?
Yeah. Exactly.
And why should there not be a mic in like the Pro? We'll get to the Pro controller later, but shouldn't there be one in there as well? Simply, if you are too far away for the mic, you can pick it up on the Pro controller. Like,
You'd think.
Nintendo.
I guess they're not expecting people
You're
to
making
sit like
progress.
more than 2 meters away. You know?
Yeah. Nintendo's making progress. However, they've got some funny things to figure out with this stuff.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh gosh. However, you know, very excited for that because.
But it is useful.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of the iToy on the PS2 with some of the stuff they do with the
That's
camera.
exactly what I was thinking. Especially when they showed the games later, I was like, like, I've seen that
It's
before.
like, okay, hello.
It's like,
Oh gosh. I really hope it did show that you can like change the sizes of the boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
I
That's
really
what I
hope
was
you can do
wondering,
what you
'cause
can sort of do on like Discord or on the Xbox and stuff, and like simply put the little things up the corner.
I'm sure you would be able to, because you
Because
can
it
make...
looks like you can turn it off. However, like
yeah, you can make your screen full screen, I think, still.
yeah. However, like
So-
I don't mind having. I hopefully
I don't mind
doubt they
having their
will.
bubbles,
Hopefully they have
though.
something like the Xbox where I can see the text. Like
Yeah. I don't think they'll do that, but
that's something I use a lot.
yeah.
However, yeah, it is interesting to see how like all of a sudden they like jumped super far and then missing some crucial things in between. It's
Yeah.
hilarious. That's the Nintendo way of becoming like
It's
one
just
with the
how they
internet.
do.
That's how they do things. Yeah.
They get there and they just miss a little bit.
Yeah. 2 step forwards, 1 step back a bit. It's like
Yeah. They're slightly off center in the target, you know?
yeah.
They hit like the blue ring outside of it.
Yeah, I do like screen sharing as well. I'm glad that they showed it with its low frame rate, not to get people's hopes up,
Yes.
because that is what screen sharing would probably be like on the Switch. That's exactly what I'd expect.
Yeah,
it to
I
be.
thought the same thing. When they showed it and it was like lower, I was like, okay. People know what it looks like. Nobody
Because
can be
generally-
disappointed now.
Yeah, exactly. It's generally like a lot of the time they'll show like fake things where they'll simply put a video up on screen or something like that. But,
Yeah.
like, that is very likely what screen share will be like, because I mean it's what screen share's like on a
that's
lot
how
of
it
other
works.
platforms, let alone
Yeah. Yeah, that's how screen share is normally. Like,
because it's a lot. There's like the whole thing to stream through and all that sort of thing. Like it makes
Yeah.
sense.
exactly.
And remember all the stuff and the rumors about how everyone was talking about screen share and they all thought it was the Switch sharing the screen to the dock from across the room?
Yeah.
Turns out it's this.
Yep.
Oh,
Figured
that's
out what
funny.
it was.
Oh gosh. Anyway, yeah, no, I'm excited for that at the very least. Something I will definitely be using, if not with you, with one of my friends.
Somebody.
when we're not, like when we're on the other side of the countries, which happens every now and then.
It does happen.
And we always have to awkwardly try to set up our phone and to talk to each other through the phone and then play the Switch, and it's always a whole thing.
This is really awkward.
I do wish the camera, despite the fact that I'd probably never use the camera, I do wish the camera was built into the Switch though, because who in handheld mode is going to use the physical camera? Unless someone makes like one to sit on top. Like,
Yeah.
no, it's such an awkward thing to have it sitting around.
It is. It looks like you have an extra microphone.
Yeah. I wonder what camera options there are as well, because you've got like they come in the people and they're like all cut out and everything like that, like it's been green screened around them and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can like set it not to do that or something. Like
You
I don't
can.
know.
They show it later that you can.
Oh yeah, like, I know they show the whole room. However, like I mean like when you're like on screen sharing at the same time, if it like puts a box in the corner as opposed to simply cutting you out.
Yeah, that
That'd
is
be
a good
interesting.
question. They show you can have it as like a circle.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's fine. When they pull up the C menu, I feel like the options are very limited.
They are, but I mean, what else?
Camera,
are you gonna
mic,
do,
and
really?
screen share, and quit, and the
And
settings
quit, yeah.
button, which will take you into, I'm assuming, more settings about it. Have like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be nicer to see at least something else there. I can't even think of what else at the moment. Have something else. Maybe like a groups
Yeah, I'm not
function.
sure if there's a whole lot. Oh yeah, that could be interesting.
Like a party function and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what comes out of it. The other thing with the camera being separate is it looks like they're going to try to put camera functionality into a bunch of games. However, no one's going to buy the camera.
Yeah.
Therefore, that's why another reason it should have been in the Switch itself.
Exactly.
They're probably going to use the camera as well to like, just, I wonder if they'll update some Wii U games that had camera functionality and put it back in. Like,
That's a good
maybe.
question.
I don't know.
actually.
Or
I didn't
microphone.
think about that.
Maybe 3D World will get an update and you can blow the platforms around again like again.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Anyway, interesting. Something necessary for the Switch 2 though. If they didn't have at least a voice chat, I think the world would have blown up.
Yeah.
Because Switch 1 was awful for it.
Yep.
It is something interesting that they don't show any of the really, like, the main UI in this as well, in this Direct.
Yeah.
Which is kind of upsetting,
Squircles.
because as I've said, it didn't answer my main question about whether I can record or not. It's frustrating.
No one will ever know.
I mean, we'll find out. I'll find out on the 5th of June when I bring it home
That is
and
true.
turn it on and find out
True
that it
that.
does the exact same 30 seconds as the original
It's
Switch.
just 30 seconds again, yeah.
Oh, that would upset me to no end.
Yep.
Oh gosh, anyway. The other thing with the physical camera is it looks really awkward.
It does. It just looks like what's it called? A second microphone.
It does. It looks awkward how it plugs into the top of the Switch and stuff as well. I mean, why can't we plug into the dock?
I don't know. Of all things
Oh,
to have a
gosh.
second USB-C port for,
Yeah.
why a camera?
I mean, I'd understand if it was a camera that sat on the system itself, however, like a separated
Yeah.
camera. Oh, golly. And then the game chat is going to be free to use until the 31st of March 2026.
Yeah.
That's a funny thing for them to do. Like, none of that matters to us anyway, because we've got NSO, however, like... I tell you what, I'm really glad I updated it to the family plan.
Honestly, yeah.
A lot of things use NSO now. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is a
what?
bit funny. And then they show as like the game share function, like the actual sharing game
Yeah.
thingy. Yeah, game share. That is something. The funny thing is they show it off with 51 Mobile Games, and I'm glad
Yeah.
that 51 Mobile Games is getting shown because I like that game a lot. However, I'm pretty sure that it already had a built-in game share function. On the Switch 1. I'm pretty sure like you could
Yeah.
download like a second player version off the Switch eShop.
Yeah.
And if one person had the main game, you could like hook them together.
Yeah.
Odd that they're showing it with that. Odd that that's the first game that's getting it. Although I guess if it was already half built in, they simply needed all they needed to do was expand it a little bit. I guess.
Well, it is what it is, I guess.
I'm curious to see how this is going to go. I'm assuming the people on the other consoles will have to download the game for it to work.
Yeah.
Because it says it works online as well, not only local play.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see how that works because some of these games are going to be massive.
Yeah.
Like, what limitations are they going to be? What's happened here? It's going to be interesting. Nice to see that it works between all the Switches, though.
Yeah, it's not just one or two.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can use Game Share and Game Chat together if you're using Switch 2s.
Exactly.
That's simply nice.
That's
a nice thing.
It's nice.
Yeah. And then they go about the hardware itself, which is it's bigger. It's as thin though, which I was not expecting. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be a little bit thicker.
Yeah, this is the same, which hopefully means the Joy-Cons are okay.
Hopefully.
We'll see. HD display. I mean, the Switch 1 was already HD. They should have wrote full HD, which would have made more sense for 1080p. However, look, that's nitpicking. The way they write it implies that the original Switch wasn't HD when it was.
The original Switch was 360.
Yeah, I mean sometimes it was, depending on what game.
Well, yeah, true.
The other thing is when they're showing off the difference between 720 and 1080 on Mario's face.
Yeah.
Going from pixelated to slightly less pixelated
That doesn't help anyone.
People are going to continue to be like, oh, that's pixelated. They needed to zoom out a bit, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, I mean, yeah, it looks slightly less pixelated now.
Sure, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Like, it wouldn't even be lying if they zoomed out a bit and did the pixelated parts, like, then less pixelated.
Exactly,
Like,
it's still the
they should have
same,
zoomed out enough to the point where 720p was pixelated and 1080 wasn't.
Yeah.
They simply would have shown it off a little bit of a better way. I can only imagine some people not in the know, probably saw that and were like, it's pixelated though.
Yep.
Oh gosh. Yeah, smooth gameplay though. 120 frames per second. As I said to you before the podcast, and as I will talk about right now for the podcast, I have a list of things that I yelled and screamed at when I saw it this morning.
And it was 120
and
frames.
120 frames on the handheld side of the Switch was one of them.
That is... I don't know how they're doing that.
Literally, I mean, I'd imagine most massive games probably won't support it, like how they are with the Xbox and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
When games do, I have no reason to play on my TV. We don't have a 120 Hz TV. Why would I play it on my TV?
Exactly.
I played on the Switch.
Yeah.
Like, what? I guess my monitor is over 120 frames per second. I could do it on my monitor.
That's the only thing.
Yeah. Oh, I realized I can play a certain game on my monitor. Oh, my whiteboard broke. I play a game on my monitor and it'll look amazing because my monitor's like 1440p. Anyway,
Anyway.
Yeah, there's 120 frames per second. I'm very happy about that. I wasn't expecting them to do that at all.
No.
I was expecting 60 to be the max. And as I was saying to you before we started, we had a big conversation before we started the podcast because we were excited.
Yeah.
Before the podcast, I was sort of saying that, like, usually when they show off specs like this, it doesn't ever get backed up. Like, it's usually like the theoretical high that it can go to and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And while that is definitely the case here, like, this is the theoretical high, at least they show some stuff off later that takes advantage of it.
Yep.
Like, that's like, I remember because the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, they're all like, oh, 8K. Has anything ever supported this 8K functionality yet? Like,
exactly.
and even if it does, it runs at like 15 frames per second. Like, it's not...
Yeah.
Where this is like 1080p 120 on the main Switch. And then it shows something later, and we're like, oh, wait, what?
Oh, wow, it actually does do that.
Yeah. It's amazing. And then they show off like for the layman, they show off like what 120 is compared to 60 with Mario running, which is nice.
Yeah,
that's a good way to show it off.
That's fun.
A little bit disappointed that it's not an OLED anymore. I mean, I saw that coming.
No, but
However,
yeah,
like,
it makes sense.
They have HDR now. HDR looks really nice regardless.
Yeah.
It's simply, I'm gonna miss those completely off blacks. I like that. I'm used to that.
Yeah.
Otherwise though, yeah, the things will look nice regardless because HDR and all that sort of thing. Again, showcasing Mario Kart World with HDR on and off. Considering that game's going to be on the Switch too, you're better off showing it with something else that's going to be on both of them.
Yeah.
What?
I get it. They want to show off Mario Kart World, but like, it's not the right game for this.
Yeah, exactly.
It just isn't.
No, it needs to be a game that'll be on both. Like Prime 4, like needs to.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they keep
Why
using
didn't
Mario
they just
Kart
use
World.
Prime
Like,
4? They have
yeah, this
footage
is great.
of both.
Mario Kart World looks nice. However, I don't know what it looked like on the original Switch in the first place.
Exactly. They have footage of both from Metroid. Like,
No, that's kind of funny. Their marketing's a little bit funny. Then they go into about how the Joy-Con 2 attach magnetically.
they have the bigger buttons,
Yeah,
little
the bigger
buttons. Which is
apparently
nice,
they,
actually.
they grip on. Apparently, they're not going on off anywhere.
Yeah.
Which will be interesting. Again, it'll be interesting to see how much they grip on. And what happens if you get dust in between the magnets and the SNL and SR buttons. Like, things like that. Especially if you're going to be mousing it around on the ground the whole time. Like,
Oh, yeah. That'll be something.
yeah, then they show it off. Like, they show off all the specs of the Joy-Cons, how they're bigger and everything like that. Stuff
Bigger
that we sort of went over
Joy-Cons.
before in the past. I like when they said larger control sticks. I'm like, you're not wrong.
Thank you. Like,
Oh, then they show the
Thanks
mouse
for letting
mode. They
everyone
show
know.
without the strap, which I never
Why
thought
does-
they would. I
okay,
actually
when it-
expected them to always want the strap on.
when it shows the larger joystick,
Yeah.
why does the actual coating for the Joy-Con in general look
It's
like,
like
the
sparkly?
tar from a playground?
It looks like the play mats. I was thinking like a pearled car, like paint. That's what I was thinking.
Nah, the first thing I thought was some children's playground.
Oh, that's funny. I like that. That's funny. I'm assuming
like,
it'll have
I've seen
a
that
slight bit of grip in
somewhere.
it then, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Oh gosh, that does. Oh, that's
Oh
funny.
my goodness.
Anyway, yeah, mouse mode they show. They show dual wielding mice.
Dual wielding mouses.
Dual wielding
Mice?
mice. That'll be interesting to see. I'll probably give that a go on something and then go directly back to using it as a normal controller again.
Yep. Yep. I agree with that.
It'll be a fun novelty, however, I don't think it's gonna be for me personally.
Yeah.
Again, what I'm waiting for with the mouse stuff is Mario Maker. That'll be the big one for me, personally.
Yeah.
Improved speakers and clearer audio. That's good.
That's good.
Not much else to say about that.
Yeah, it's just good.
Yeah, the mic that they show off again. It's apparently amazing. Some sort of amazing miracle. What's
Miracle microphone.
3D audio, which is all software based anyway. New stand. It says it like freely gives like any viewing angle. However, that angle doesn't look much different to what I can do on the OLED. Like,
That angle looks like...
yeah, this is almost identical.
you
to the
might as
angle I
well
can do
just
on the
like put
OLED.
it flat.
Yeah.
Why don't just lay it down then?
And then they show
Like,
off the two USB-C ports,
Yeah,
which is nice. Like we thought, you could charge from both of them, which would be good for tabletop.
that is good though. Yeah,
That is a nice improvement because
that is
trying to play the Switch and charge at the same time
Oh,
is a
it's
bit of an
so
iffy.
awkward sometimes. Yeah.
Oh gosh. See, it says larger, faster storage. To me, that implies SSD.
But it's not stated.
I'm hoping it's an SSD.
I'm pretty sure everyone is. But it's not stated.
Yeah. If it's not, that'd be iffy. 256 gigs of data. I mean, that's great. Compared to the original Switch, that's
Look,
amazing.
it's a lot more than the original. Yeah.
However, like, I've almost filled up my terabyte Xbox Series X SSD.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yep.
Especially if the SD card expresses are going to be more expensive than normal SD cards.
Yep. They're the only ones it's compatible with.
Oh gosh. Yeah, they talk about games. It says faster. They didn't really show us how much faster, really, did they? They showed us a little bit on
said
Yoshi.
It was faster.
No, but not much.
Well,
More.
Yoshi. Okay, this is the thing. Yoshi's another terrible game for them to show that with. There's not a whole lot that happens in a Yoshi game.
Like Xenoblade or something. Like
yeah, if they showed us X, okay.
I was going to talk about X later because it surprisingly didn't show up at all, other than like a brief thing when they showed one of the cards off.
That is what I found interesting.
Anyway, yeah, the dock 4K support, very appreciated.
Yeah.
That was another thing I was humming and hawing about them doing or not doing. I mean, if they didn't do it, that would be very silly of them. Like,
yeah.
it's Nintendo. It'd be silly of them, especially in this day and age, because by the time the Switch 2 finishes its run, I can't imagine most people not having a 4K TV. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
like
that
in
is true.
another 8 years or something like that. Like, it's not.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, yeah. It's got a fan in it,
It does.
which
I find that interesting.
which tells you how much like the dock is going to do a little bit more this time than the other dock.
Yeah, it won't.
Which
the
means we
Switch won't
can't use our
explode.
mini docks anymore.
No, but the Switch won't explode.
It
so.
won't explode. Oh gosh. Hopefully the docks themselves to buy aren't going to be anywhere near as expensive.
I hope not.
Because I want multiple. Please and thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Anyway, yeah. I like that you can put it up HDR and then the resolution goes all the way up to 4K. That's nice. I'm glad that they have a 1440p option because sometimes some companies
That's
do silly
good,
things and
yeah.
go directly from 1080 to 4K. It's like I
Yeah.
have a 1440p monitor.
I can only do so much here.
Exactly. Oh gosh. At least the game's gonna look crisp for the first time.
Yes.
That is nice to see.
Nice.
Yeah, no, the new Doctor looks like it generally has a lot more in it, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
Plays compatible Switch games?
I mean, I hope so.
Oh gosh. Yeah, anyway. Then they go into this new little game that they have.
Their welcome tour.
Yeah, that.
Is that what you're talking
For
about?
some reason, it reminds me of Welcome Park on the Vita when you say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. It looks neat, and it looks like it's something I would play with if it was bundled with the system.
Yeah.
You have to pay for it. This should not be a thing that you have to pay for.
No.
This should be with. This is the 1-2 Switch thing all over again.
Yep.
1-2 Switch should never have been a full price game. It should have been bundled with the system. There's no reason. Like, who's going to actively go out? Like, this is the type of novelty that you have while on the first day you're waiting for your games to download, and you have this one thing that you can go into. Like,
Yeah, that's what this
other
is.
than like specific enthusiasts, probably like me, who are gonna actively want this simply to look at the tech side of things. Like, who's gonna go for this? Even then, who's gonna go for it? Like, people like me would simply go online and look at things. Like, not.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like how in depth it goes. It like actually shows where the magnets are in the Switch and stuff.
It does. That is handy.
That is neat.
That's
I
cool
like
to
that
look
there's,
at.
Yeah. There's lots of little things that I like to see from it, and there's like little mini games and stuff like that.
But like, why are we paying for it? Yeah.
Yeah, why? If it's any more than even $10, that's it. I don't think it's gonna.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
It's not. They show off how the mouse moves, and they show off that the mouse and the gyro combine, which is
Yes.
interesting. I'm curious to see. That's gonna make it like extraordinarily accurate.
Yeah.
In a way. This is going to be interesting to see. And it will probably mean as well, games that use the gyro, like Mario Galaxy and all that sort of thing, if you use them in mouse mode as well, it might be a little bit more accurate to use, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to see the mouse stuff. I think they do touch on somewhere. I saw it briefly showed up. I can't remember. Oh yeah, HD Rumble 2.
2.
I mean, no one ever used HD Rumble 1 to start with for most of the time.
Yeah.
which is upsetting because I actually like HD Rumble.
Rumble's nice.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see how if HD Rumble 2 is like very similar to PlayStation 5's Rumble stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, next they show off the carts. They look basically identical except red.
The exact same but red.
How are they going to stop you from putting 2 carts in one? They haven't shown that yet. I was expecting there to be like a little notch like with the 3DS.
Don't know.
I don't know. See what happens. They're all red, and the game cases are like I don't know if you've seen them. The game cases are like red, like they're red.
Oh, I have not seen the game faces.
Oh
no.
gosh, they're red. Like the original ones are red. The new ones are red. My
Okay.
gosh. Like you know how it's like transparent, the cases
Yeah.
with the red on it. They're all completely red all the way around now, even the cases.
Oh, okay.
It's lots of
Like
red.
like New
I
Soup's
don't-
case.
Know if it's such a smart idea for Nintendo to double down on red, because to me that makes it seem more like an add-on as opposed to a separate console. It's like the Wii U all over again.
Yeah, I would have made it like orange or blue, right? Although they have the Wii U as blue.
I
I would have made
would've.
orange.
I would have made it orange and blue.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Interesting to see. We'll find out what happens if people, because there will be. I'm almost undoubtedly sure that there will be like people who go in and think that it's simply an add-on for the Switch 1.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean that's what happened with the Wii U to the Wii.
Yeah.
How like, yeah, they're not doing the best at differentiating things. Like it's not bad, not as bad as the Wii U especially. How like,
No,
like
but
it's differentiated enough that most general audience will know the difference.
yeah.
However, like there will be some who will be like, we've already got a Switch at home.
Yeah.
That meme. Anyway, yeah. Then they go into the micro SD Express. I'm interested in the fact that it only works with Express.
Yeah, only Express.
Yeah, I was expecting it to support Express. However, I didn't expect them to simply go only with Express. That's interesting. Maybe they'll have games specifically built around it now.
They might do too.
Yeah, possibly. Then they show transferring between the normal Switch and the Switch 2. I mean, I'm assuming it's not going to be that much different to using the normal way you do it with the Switch.
Yeah.
Done that before. Then they show off the new Pro controller, and it's probably the most disappointing thing.
Like they just have the C button and the
They have
two
the C
buttons
button
on the
and they
back.
have the 2 back buttons.
Yeah.
And to be honest, even when controllers had the back buttons, I basically don't use them.
I forget about them.
I don't really need them as much. It has an audio jack as well, which, I mean, it's like 30 years late.
That's... yeah.
The first one should have had an audio jack. As I said, it should have a microphone as well. I don't understand why they don't.
No one will ever know.
Yeah. I'm assuming the way the joysticks work as well will be slightly different, because I'm assuming they actually changed the joysticks to make sure they don't drift, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm very upset that they don't have analog triggers, though.
Yeah.
Especially when they show off something later, which we'll talk about, which has a lot of games that use analog control.
Yep.
Oh gosh. Anyway, yeah. Next thing, they show the different types of games. They have the normal Switch 2 games. They have Switch 1 games, and then they have the Switch 2 Edition games. And this is one where I'm very surprised not to see Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yes.
I feel like, why is that not the game that they would not do like a Switch 2 Edition for? Like,
The only thing I can think of is that they already had the additional,
yeah,
like the additional stuff with it,
yeah.
and just were like, it'll be on the second Switch, but it'll
suppose
still
as
just
well.
be.
If they announced a Switch 2 edition of it, it would affect sales of the game because it's only come out recently.
That as well, yeah.
Therefore, because I am fully expecting, like, they're not showing off all the Switch 2 editions here. Like,
No.
I'm fully expecting Xenoblade Chronicles 3 to have a Switch 2 edition.
Oh, I'm sure
100%.
it will, yeah. I
I'm,
could definitely see that.
I'm almost completely certain that's going to happen because, like,
Yeah. For sure.
yeah, or even 2, because I know 2 runs horribly on the Switch or something like that. I've heard.
Something like that.
Yeah, the Switch 2 editions of games, Jamboree.
Jamboree gets a surprising amount of stuff.
I'm even now shocked that Jamboree simply didn't launch with the Switch 2 instead of being a Switch 1 game.
Yeah.
I will never understand why it's a Switch 1 game, because in my opinion it held it back.
Yeah.
And because it held it back, this Switch 2 edition doesn't really do it any favors in my opinion. Like, a lot of the stuff that they've shown off for the Switch 2 edition, I'm not interested in.
I agree with that. Like, it does get a lot, but, like, so much of it is to do with the camera or the microphone, and I'm like, I don't really get
essentially it's a gimmick update.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I don't mind using the... Like, I'm curious to try the mouse games. However, I don't think I'll ever try the microphone games or the camera.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny. It's a fun little gimmick. However, like, I'm not interested. Honestly, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Jamboree well enough. However, it's a very confusing game to me. It's another game that should have come out at the start of the generation and been updated throughout the generation. I don't understand why it's done the way it's done. Doesn't make much sense to me.
I agree with that.
Because all it means is, like, in the next 2 years, they're going to have another Mario Party out. Like, it's not...
Yeah.
It's very strange. I'm very confused. Then they show off, like, a Switch 2 edition... Oh, they say that you use an upgrade pass, and we'll talk about the upgrade passes in a second. Or the upgrade packs or whatever. You buy one to upgrade it to the next one, which is nice. Like...
That is nice, I will say. At least they're not making you buy a whole nother game.
Yeah, exactly. And something even nicer for us, they never said it in this, however people have found it later. If you have NSO, like the expansion pack like we do, you get the upgrade packs for free.
Oh, that's handy.
Which means I don't even have to query about the fact that I have to buy an upgrade for Breath of the Wild instead of Tears of the Kingdom or something like that. Because I get them both for free anyway.
Well, that's handy.
Yeah. I don't know about the
nice
Jamboree one because it has all the extra DLC and stuff. However, like...
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
For the very least basic ones, I don't know if it's for everything. For at least some of them, yeah, they'll be included.
That is handy.
Expansion, which is nice. Which means I'm probably not going to play Tears for the next 2 months, to be completely honest with you.
That is fair. You'll never get that game finished.
I won't. Like, this has given me even more of a reason to push it off.
Yep.
To wait till the Switch 2 comes out and then play the Switch 2 edition. Because it'll be nicer and work better. And then Breath of the Wild's getting the Switch 2 edition. I'm assuming that's the fabled rumor where everyone was like, Breath of the Wild's getting a remaster for Switch. I'm assuming that's what this has turned into.
I guess that's what...
They look nice. There's less jaggedy edges.
Yep. They're a lot smoother.
Which looks nice. Generally, like the draw distance, I don't know if the draw distance is any different. The resolution looks a bit nicer. The frame rates are running nice and smooth.
So much better.
That's the main thing. It's the smooth frame rates.
Especially in Tears.
Yeah, especially in Tears. Oh gosh. Anyway, yeah, and then they showed this Zelda Notes.
The app thing is kind of cool.
I mean, it's handy for me because I get lost in Zelda games way too quick. Like, which is funny because my sense of direction in real life, I would say personally, is above average.
Yeah, actually,
I think it's simply because I don't pay attention in the games. I'm like,
Yeah. The only thing it would be useful for me is finding Koroks that I haven't found yet. Otherwise, I just explore everything anyway, so...
And it has voice guidance. It talks to you.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Funny thing. And then you can share your builds and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's simply neat. I like that. That's such a neat little thing. Yeah. I was expecting some sort of upgrade, however I wasn't expecting this much to be done to Tears.
No.
Yeah, and then Forgotten Land as well is getting like an extra DLC, essentially. Getting like an extra story, which is neat. And it will run better, which is good as well. I'm glad.
Yeah, everything will run better. That's like the main...
That's the main thing. Everything will run better.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the big one, which shocked and awed me.
Yeah.
And then, as I said to you before, the direct, looking at this and then looking back at the first one, even though we think the first, like on the first Switch, it looks great. This looks amazing.
This is so
Metro
nice.
Prime 4 on the Switch 2 looks amazing. Like, holy dooly, they've done a good job.
Legendary.
I don't
And
know
to
how
get
they
it
do
running
these things.
so
Retro
smoothly.
are like geniuses.
Yeah.
Like, look at the metal. Look at the metal.
Exactly.
It's like metal.
You look at the little fog when Samus turns into a mothball. Like,
Yeah, it's looks nice. Very nice looking game. And then the fact that it runs at 4K 60 when docked
that is.
in quality mode. Like, I mean, it's a Metro game. It's not like some sort of like a competitive FPS. Like,
No.
are you going to use the 120 frames mode? Like, I mean, it's nice that it runs in 120 frames.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's the way I'd play it on handheld, because it does only run at 720p at 120 frames on handheld.
Yeah, exactly. And I
However,
just,
it'd probably be a fun thing to turn on for a little bit and be like, this runs smooth, and then switch back to 1080
Yeah.
on handheld. However, the fact that
switch
they can
back
run
to
at 4K 60
that is, yeah.
on TV, that's amazing. That's
That
not
is
what I was
so
expecting out of the Switch 2. As I said, like,
No.
I've been conditioned to think that, like, when they say something can reach something, it doesn't usually actually reach something. Like,
Yeah, that's just like the max it can go to when it's really trying hard.
yeah.
But in this case, it's like, look at it. Look
Yeah,
at it
exactly. It
go.
has to be under very specific circumstances and stuff.
Yeah.
It works. I don't know how Retro do this. And if Retro can do this with a Switch 1 game, imagine a game they make
Yeah.
specifically for the Switch 2.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I want to see Retro
Honestly.
and Monolith, the best friends forever,
That-
help each other. It's making
Yes.
an amazing game. Because they are both kings of using the weaker hardware.
To make something that is
Yeah, exactly.
honestly amazing.
Oh my gosh, it looks like something that should be on current, like, on PS5 or Xbox Series X and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
I can't believe it runs at 4K 60. I can't wait to see this game on the big TV. Like,
I know.
and then, yeah, 1080p 120 if you want performance mode. Again, it'd be a fun novelty for a minute
120.
or two. Like, I think I'd probably go. I mean, considering I will have it on this TV here, if I play it on a TV that
Yeah.
only has 1080p, that would probably be the mode I go for then. Although my TV doesn't support 120 anyway. So it doesn't
Yeah.
really- I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see what the other cutoffs are
Yeah.
for the performance mode, or if there is any, or if it's simply a resolution and frame rate difference. Because if that's the
that
case,
is a
then
good question.
that's good. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's nice to see Nintendo getting with the rest of the industry as well and having quality and performance modes.
Yes.
I think that option is a really good thing to have, and Nintendo have been lacking with options in general.
They do, usually.
Oh,
This
yeah,
time
the
they
fog
threw
and
it out
everything.
there.
Oh, everything looks nice. It's very nice looking. Then Z to A has a new
Yeah.
mode stuff as well. An
I mean,
update version, and
It just looks
I mean, it looks
nice,
nicer
really.
than what it did. It looks a bit flat, as Pokemon tends to do. However, it looks a lot better.
At least looks nicer.
Yeah, it looks nice. I don't think I could see many people playing this game on Switch 1, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Because it's simply hard to look at otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, though, that's that. Then they show off this. We'll quickly run through this because they show off this game that they're going to bring out that uses the two mouse controls both
Yep.
together with a basketball thing. Is it me, or does this game look awful?
I agree.
I do not like the look of this game. It's colorless. It's lifeless. The control method
There's
looks
nothing in
absolutely
it.
horrific to try and control. Like,
Yeah.
I hope someone has fun with it, and yeah, that's it for me though. Like it doesn't look, and not to mention some of the animations are like laggy.
The animations are really, yeah.
It's kind of strange. I don't know. Not for me. As I said, we'll quickly touch on it. I don't mind basketball games, however, I don't think I could do this. Simply.
Yeah.
It's very, very dry of a game, especially if that's all they have in it. Like,
Yeah.
another ARMS situation all over again.
ARMS 2.0.
Oh golly. Anyway, then they show off some third-party stuff.
Yep.
Elden Ring's coming to Switch 2,
Elden
which is a
Ring.
nice way to show off the Switch 2's power. It's
Yeah,
good.
that's pretty good.
Hades 2. Yep.
I mean, it's Hades.
And then, yeah, there's some Street, some other
Street
games,
Fighter.
Madden. Okay. I don't understand why Madden wasn't on the normal Switch, however, yeah.
I don't know.
Hogwarts Legacy, I think that's another game that'd be good to show the difference between them. I think it's going to
Yeah.
continue running at 30, however, it's going to look a lot better.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk. Neat. So that... What was that? What was after Tony Hawk? Come on. Oh, Hitman and stuff.
Yeah.
Hitman. Then new 007, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Bravely Default doesn't look that much better than what I remember normal Bravely Default looking like.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't really know what Bravely Default looked like normally, so.
Kind of
I
like
can't
that,
really say
except
much.
slightly less.
Yeah.
It's not that much better. Yakuza.
Yep.
Interesting, like a dragon. They called it Director's Cut, right? They missed a beat. Being Sega, they missed a beat and didn't call it DX, which made me upset. That's all I have to say about that, though.
Aw. Didn't think about that. No. The rare missed opportunity.
Exactly. And then they show off what Koei Tecmo has been helping Nintendo with lately. And it's another Hyrule Warriors game.
Okay, we were talking about this before the podcast too. And I get it. Okay. I finished Tears. The story is cool and all that. We didn't need this.
No.
I love
Like,
Zelda. But
I
we
think it's
didn't
another
need
way
this.
for them to be like, look guys, you can finally play Zelda as the main character in a Tears/Breath of the Wild type game. That's
Yep.
like, that's neat. Have like, I think it would have been like, I know they like to do their Warriors games with different Nintendo products. I think it would have been nice to see another Nintendo franchise get a Warriors game.
Yeah.
Because we've had Fire Emblem, we've had Zelda.
The Xenoblade people want to see Xenoblade.
Yeah, Xenoblade.
And
that's
honestly,
that's
I
a big one
agree.
that everyone wants to see.
I agree.
Although, in my opinion, Xenoblade's combat is a little bit too similar.
You can change it.
I know.
You can change it.
I know. How like
It'll work.
with Fire Emblem and Zelda, like their combat styles are very different to
Yeah, that is true.
so that sort of stuff. I think it would have been funny to have like a Mario Warriors or something.
Mario would be hilarious too.
Have like another one of these. Like as I said before the podcast to you as well. Like I liked Age of Calamity like a lot. Like I played
Yeah.
through the entire thing. It was very fun. I wasn't looking for a second one. Like I was quite happy with
I
the
will
first
say
one.
though, the moveset they show off for Zelda is kind of cool. Simply
Yes.
just because it has her time stuff.
Yes. The one thing I am excited about with these, though, is that they're actually going to run.
Yeah,
My gosh, Age of Calamity, it chugged.
it
At the best of
tried
times, it chugged.
really hard.
And then I really hope that they at least put a patch out for some of the other games. Like, even if they don't do the Switch
Yeah.
2 edition, I hope they put a patch out for some games to at least brute force their
Please.
frame rate to be a bit stable. Like,
Yeah,
Not even to up their frame rate, simply to make it more stable. Like, that's all we need.
yeah. That's
Please
it.
and thank you.
That's all we require.
Because, like, yeah, poor old Echoes of Wisdom as well, as we discussed
Echoes
before.
Echoes needs help.
It's
It's not even that bad, but Echoes needs help.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they say coming this winter, I'm watching the American one, which is summer for us, which is the end of the year. It'll probably be their end of year holiday title, knowing them.
Yeah.
That and Pokemon. And then they go on to something new,
And then
to NSO.
And then the GameCube.
Yay! I'm shocked. I would never thought they were going to do GameCube.
Nope.
Because GameCube games are bigger games, for one. Like, trying to actually get them to download and stream. That tells me that, like, this SSD, hopefully it's an SSD, has to be pretty fast. Because, like...
Yeah.
'cause
That is true.
It's not like... with the SNES and the Game Boy Advance games and all that sort of thing, like they're really small games, like size-wise, like file size-wise.
Yeah.
Like they don't take much to load. They're really quick and easy into it. GameCube games, like some GameCube games are like on the bigger end. like,
yeah.
like,
And they
they're,
literally
like,
have
full
Wind
games.
Waker in there.
Like N64, in my opinion, was sort of, yeah, Wind Waker is the first thing they show. Like,
Yeah.
that's a full-size Zelda. That's bigger than some Zelda games that came out after it. Like,
Yeah.
interesting. Does that confirm that the HD remasters won't be coming over?
Oh, good question. I didn't think about that.
It's gonna be funny to try to go back to the original after the HD remasters added a lot of nice extra bits. And
Yeah.
if they do Twilight Princess as well, are they gonna have like the Wii's opposite side around version, or is it only gonna be the
That's a
GameCube
good
version?
question.
Like,
Yeah, I have no idea.
there's a lot of things like that. Something that I thought about that probably no one else ever thought about is the Sonic Riders games.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that at all.
1 and 2. It means we'll actually be able to play Zero Gravity with a proper controller and not
Yeah.
Where
True
am
that.
because there is the GameCube version.
Oh.
That'll be fun to see. The Zero Riders game. Like Sonic games, I don't understand why the advanced games aren't on the Game Boy Advance one yet.
Oh, I don't know.
Because Nintendo and Sega have a pretty good relationship. Like, one of the Nintendo Switch Online stuff is literally the Genesis app. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand why Advance and Battle aren't on the Game Boy Advance one yet. And I was thinking with the GameCube, you could have SA1, 2, Heroes.
You could. Yeah, there's so much stuff they could do.
That'll be funny to see. However, the big one.
That's not
that
what
we
we're
both
here for.
had a mental breakdown over. That's not what we're here for. Wait a minute. We're here for Fire Emblem.
We're Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem. I mean, well, I'll quickly say they did have Soul Calibur and F-Zero
yeah.
as well, which is a nice one.
Yeah, that's
with
cool.
full online support, which will be
Yeah.
good to see. How about you? Fire Emblem.
But they had Path of Radiance.
Part of
The world is no longer on fire. It has come back from the void, like...
I didn't have to say much then. They have Path of Radiance in the lineup for future games. That's very exciting.
Yay.
That's a very expensive game. Like, even if we wanted it, trying to pay for it to play it on the Wii.
Very expensive. Found almost nowhere.
I will say before we get into that, the ability to change the button layout is very nice.
Oh.
It's something they don't have
Yeah.
on the original Switch one. I hope they change all the apps to have that as well.
Yeah.
Notice how they said, I think they called it like Nintendo Classics GameCube as well? Something?
Yeah, it did.
I'm assuming they're going to bundle everything into one app called Nintendo Classics, and then you can choose through, which is...
I imagine so.
That's a way better way to do that, if they do that, because
It is, yeah.
it's a little bit cumbersome having every app separately on the Switch one.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, being able to create suspend points for GameCube games feels wrong.
Well, it's fine. It
Well,
works.
imagine, like, because I think Path of Radiance has perma. Like, it doesn't, you can't.
Yeah.
Imagine simply creating a save state, and then,
You mean what I do for Shadow Dragon?
yeah. Yeah, exactly, the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, Path of Radiance, though, all we need is Radiant Dawn. Very nice.
There we go.
There's a few other things as well that is specifically highlighted in the stuff coming soon. Like Mario Strikers. Now people get to compare this Mario Strikers games. It's going to be funny.
Yeah, I saw that.
Pokemon XD, which is like a full-on Pokemon game that nobody ever talks about. Chibi
Oh.
Robo, which is another very expensive game and a very, like... It gives Chibi Robo another chance.
Finally.
Another chance to be in the limelight. And I think Pokemon Colosseum is quite expensive as well, I think.
Oh, okay.
Or at least XD is one of them is.
So they're bringing
Well, yeah,
back all the
The
expensive
fact that they've
games.
shown off specifically some of the more expensive GameCube games is very promising.
Yeah.
However, the other big game that I was thinking about, and it comes in relation to something we might be doing eventually, Four Swords Adventures
Yeah.
with online support.
That would be nice.
Integration between the Game Boy Advance app and the GameCube app.
Yeah, that'd be good.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see what happens there.
Then they show off the GameCube, the new GameCube controller. When they
Yeah.
showed this off the first time, I was like, "Isn't there's already a GameCube controller for Switch?" What?
Yeah.
And then they're like,
exactly.
"Oh yeah, the C button's there." Hilarious, considering there's a C stick on the GameCube with a
Yeah.
big C on it. It's gonna be very confusing for
I was
someone.
like, oh, the C button.
It's gonna say, "Press C," and they go press the C on the back or the front. It's like,
Yeah.
another they have analog. They have analogs. Why do they not
Yep.
have analog on the Pro controller yet? They have
Yep.
analog on the GameCube controller.
Because no, I guess.
Which means if you want to play Mario Sunshine properly on the GameCube app, you have to get one of these. Or another
Yep.
GameCube controller.
That you do.
Frustration. I noticed they added a little bumper on the left side as well, the top of the GameCube controller, which I think is funny.
Yeah, I saw
I
that.
understand why they couldn't add a bigger bumper. Like,
I was like, okay.
I know the GameCube controller didn't originally have one there, however, why not add a bigger one?
Just for fun. I don't know.
Why is it a Tic Tac? Like, oh gosh, that's funny. Yeah, it has a C button. Looks neat. It comes out on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. Fun. Yeah, as I said, I never thought they were going to do GameCube games. I honestly thought the games are too big. They will simply remaster those and package them again, like they've been doing. Like
Yeah.
they did with Prime Remastered. Oh, does it mean Prime 2 will come through that instead?
Oh, maybe.
Not Prime 3 because it's a Wii game. However, like Prime 2,
No.
maybe we'll get the original one and then people can compare.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Prime Remastered, Thousand Year Door, the two Pikmin games and stuff. Like, they've all been remastered and stuck on Switch. Like, I was expecting them to continue doing that for the rest of the time.
But no.
Because, like, the GameCube games, again, they're bigger games. Like, they can get a
Yeah.
lot more money the other way. However, they made it a thing. That makes me happy. I'm good. Then they show off some Deltarune things. They'll make our brother happy.
Yeah.
Borderlands 4 will be coming to it. That's neat.
There's what? Yeah. It's
Civ 7's getting an upgrade to work a bit better and stuff like that, and probably have mouse controls. That's great as well. It's one of the games that probably needs mouse controls.
Probably, actually, yeah.
New wrestling game. Okay. The Stranded Kids game or whatever it is. Survival Kids.
Survival Kids. I don't
Okay.
know what it is.
Skipping through a bit. I saw there's like an Astroneer game
There
as
is.
well, which I was like, oh neat. Then Final Fantasy VII. Oh wait, no, wait before that, Cyberpunk.
No.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Before that, Cyberpunk.
I was very surprised to see Cyberpunk coming. I think that's a massive game, considering, you know, how
Yeah.
demanding it is.
It is.
It's a very demanding game, and it looks like it runs pretty darn well on the Switch too, which is
Yeah.
interesting to see. And then, yeah, Final Fantasy VII.
Final
It makes me happy.
Fantasy.
It means I don't have to worry about it for anything else. I know what I'm playing it on now.
Yep.
I am good with that, and then I'm assuming they're going to do the second one as well, because why wouldn't they?
Because why wouldn't they?
As I
Yeah.
said, then another Sony game,
Yeah.
which is
Yep.
interesting to see. Then they show off Silksong briefly, which means
Yep.
nothing to both of us. However, everyone else
Yeah.
it means everything to.
So it's on for 2 seconds.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh, where is it? Ah.
It's in there somewhere.
Kinutsi? Yami? I don't even know how you say that. It's a funny looking thing.
Don't know.
Oh my gosh, why is my internet is not liking it right now? I was gonna bring up like the Story of Seasons that they show off here as well.
Oh, yeah.
Looks nice. And then something that comes out. Oh yeah, Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S. That's a whole different thing.
I saw that.
Um,
I was like, what?
Then Rune Factory.
Yeah.
Guardians of blah blah blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Considering I've pre-ordered that game for 6 days before this,
Yeah.
the upgrade patch better be free.
It better be. I'm sure it will be for that.
Because
Because
that'll
it
be a
is
little bit
a very-
unfair. Because this game literally comes out 6 days before the Switch 2. Like,
It is a very odd thing to bring out.
to be completely honest, if I find online that they have like the Switch 2 edition in the same pre-order bundle that I got the first one, I might cancel the first one and simply order the second one.
Yeah. That's fair.
The reason I'm keeping the first one is simply because of that pre-order bundle. Like, there's a lot of stuff in it that I
Yeah.
want.
There is.
Oh, but yeah, that is a bit funny because it comes out in like May 30th or something like that.
Yeah.
and then the Switch 2 comes out on June 5th. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a 6-day difference.
It's like, alright.
I think that's hilarious. Game continues to look amazing though, as we have stated before.
Yep.
And then that Marvel game, Star Wars Outlaws was a surprising one to see.
I saw that, yeah.
I was expecting the Jedi games before Outlaws. Although I suppose they're
True,
different
but maybe
companies.
they're just going for like the more recent one, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I get the different companies as well. Jedi's done by
True.
EA, where Outlaws is done by Ubisoft.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting though. I'm curious to see if this bumps up Outlaws' reputation.
I have no idea.
It'll be interesting to see, because it's a bit mixed with Outlaws. It will be interesting to see as well if the Jedi games come over. I think that'd be a good graphical showcase for the Switch too, because they're hard to run. There's a game, Fast Fusion, which is a sequel to Fast RMX on the Switch. Shadow Labyrinth. I like that they're showing all this stuff they showed already.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys don't need it on the Switch 1, wait till Switch 2.
Yeah.
Some stuff. Re-Animal, which is interesting. It kind of looks like Inside, except new. Fortnite. I mean, I don't know who was expecting not to have Fortnite on there.
Yeah.
Archives 2, Ridge Racer, that looks nice. Professor Layton and stuff. I mean, that game doesn't really need, like, the graphical upgrade.
No.
To Switch 2. It looks nice.
Yeah.
Tamagotchi again? Tamagotchi?
Yeah.
Tamagotchi. Interesting. I mean, this doesn't look that much better in Switch 2. Then they show something.
It just looks like its own thing.
Then they show something. After that.
Yeah. Where is
a
it?
game
That
we're gonna play.
Human Fall Flat 2.
Yeah.
I saw it in there and was like, look at it.
It looks like all the funny physics that we all know and like.
Yeah.
Yeah, Human Fall Flat 2. Very, very fun. Curious to see how that goes. Anyway, then they show off a new game from FromSoft, which I'm not interested in the slightest in.
Yep.
A vampire game of some description. And then they show us what Sakurai's been doing for a while.
Yep.
I remember when Sakurai finished his channel, he was like, oh yeah, I'm making a new game with Nintendo. And that wasn't that long ago.
He works quickly.
Yeah, it does work quickly, because there's a new Kirby Air Ride coming out. Which...
Yep.
Kirby Air Riders, which is not what I was expecting in the slightest.
Yep.
That feels strange. The first one came out like 20 years ago or something like that.
I was gonna say, I don't
that was the
remember
last
ever
Kirby
hearing
game
this.
Sakurai worked on.
Oh.
He's back. This is the first Kirby game he's worked on in ages.
He's back.
I mean, apparently this is like when he was talking about on his channel. He's like, Nintendo approached him and asked him what he wanted to make. I'm guessing he wanted to make Air Riders.
Yeah.
Or Kirby Air Riders, yeah. I don't know. I was kind of hoping he was going to do another Kid Icarus, to be completely honest.
Oh, well.
I don't want to sound horribly disappointed or anything, however, like... He's got a lot of smarts. I think a new game would have been fun, like a completely new IP.
Yeah.
Or a new Kid Icarus, or at least a remaster of Kid Icarus on 3DS that's never going to come.
At least something. Yeah.
I don't know. It is nice to see that. If he wants to do this, and Sakurai is like the smartest guy on the planet, I'm sure it's going to be amazing, regardless. Like,
Yeah.
that's Sakurai.
Sure to
That's
be
his
just
whole-
fine. Yeah.
That's him. And then, after that, the new DK game.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it looks amazing, for starters. Like, the game
It
itself.
does.
It looks really good. The design for DK, it looks like the new design's sticking.
Yeah.
And I'm on half a mind about it. I don't know. I personally like the older design a bit better.
I prefer
More.
the older one.
However, like, this one's not bad. I mean, this is... I don't
No.
know. It looks more like Wreck-It Ralph in a fursuit.
You're right.
That's what I kept thinking. However, yeah. It looks like the entirety of the game is going to be destructible.
Yep.
how does that even work?
I have no idea.
How far down can you go? Like, what?
I'm assuming there'll be a limit.
I'm assuming.
I hope so.
There's like the big like ingot aisle building, right? If you like dig
Yeah.
out the entirety of the base of it, can you make the whole building fall down? Like,
Oh, that's a good question.
basically, DK destroys everything and gets bananas. Go.
As he does.
That appears to be the plot at the moment. Though, yeah, as I was saying, this game does look like a really good, like
It does.
a really fun looking game. As I said before, I'm curious to see if Pauline's going to be in it at all, considering DK. I like that he wears
Yeah.
suspenders.
This is.
It looks like a
It
Popeye
makes him
character.
look so dorky. Yeah. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, he can do the roll. He can basically climb anything at like really quick speeds as well, which is nice. It looks like it's simply going to be a really fast-paced like platformer. You can pick up things out of the ground as well. You can pick up pieces
Yeah.
of the ground.
Yeah. Take the ground with you.
They're basically like, what makes DK unique? He's really strong. What can we do with that? Destroy everything.
Destroy it all.
Destroy absolutely everything. And it looks great. And I think that the Mario team, 3D Mario team, is working on this. I mean, it looks very much like it is.
Yeah.
Like, it has a lot of Odyssey elements in it.
It does.
I saw.
You can see it in the background.
Yeah, exactly. It feels very Odyssey-like. To me, I'm pretty sure that's what the Mario team's been working on, because there was like rumors about it for ages.
Yeah.
Stuff
I'm
like
sure
that.
it is.
Which probably means we won't be getting a new 3D Mario game for a while into the Switch 2 generation.
Probably not.
Therefore, yeah, that'll be interesting. Anyway, DK likes his bananas. This game looks amazing. I don't know. It simply looks really good.
It does. Yeah. It's better than constantly getting like a Country Returns HD, you know? Every 3 years.
Yeah, it's nice to see Donkey Kong used for something else. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the name though. Bonanza.
Bonanza?
I don't know. I
It was
feel
a
like
bit
they could have
weird.
done something a little bit more than Bonanza.
They could have. But then they'd have it sounding too much like Crash.
Well, to me, it sounds a lot like Monkey Ball.
Oh yeah, true.
With the way it is. I think something to do more of his strength, considering the whole thing's being destroyed.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong destructive presence. And it's coming out on the 17th of July.
Yeah.
A bit over a month after the Switch 2 launches, which is really early onto the Switch's life.
It is early.
You can see they've been working on it for a while. Looks good though. Very excited. And the Switch 2 will be coming in 2 variants, a bundle with Mario Kart World and one without. And that's it.
Yeah, yep.
No other colours or anything like that.
It's just that.
And that's it.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It's a very long podcast today.
Oh, very long. My throat is sore, and we haven't even. We should have recorded Flock the other day. To be honest.
It probably should have, but it's okay.
Yeah. This is a long podcast. Therefore, we won't last too much longer on it. Honestly, I think that was a near perfect direct though. The Switch 2 direct.
Yeah, that was a good direct.
That's a very good direct. That's one of the best directs we've had in such a long time, and it went for such
Yeah.
It went for such a long time. Like such.
Yeah, it was like an hour long.
Oh gosh, it went for ages. Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah, I think I've got everything that I was gonna say though. I guess we got the UI that we can talk about with it that we've seen online.
The squircles.
I don't know why it wasn't shown in the trailer. If they were going to show it online, they use squircles now instead of squares. There's more things down the
I'm fine with
bottom.
that. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll discuss some more things at a later date.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of. Oh, can you hear my throat? It sounds raspy to me.
Yeah. A little bit.
Okay. I'm gonna try talking at work tomorrow, and everyone's gonna be like, "What?"
Did you just like get a cold over the day or something?
Oh gosh. Anyway, yeah, no, that was a really good direct. Very excited for the Switch 2. As I said, I've got my pre-order in. $700 here in Australia. The Switch 2, I paid $50 at the moment, and we'll save up for the next 2 months.
Yep.
Basically. However, what was our podcast? Our poll like for last week?
Is talking about the ghosts in Minecraft.
The ghasts, yeah.
And someone like the happy ghost.
The ghast, yay! I like the happy ghast. I would have
I
said
like the ghoslings.
Yeah, I would have said the ghastly. And our poll for this week will be something.
Something. We'll figure that out later.
Something related to the Switch too. I'm
Yeah.
certain. Because we had a lot to talk about. I think we talked for over an hour on the Switch 2 Direct alone.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed this episode of the podcast. My gosh, at least
a
this
long
means
one.
we'll have a lot of news to talk about for a little while.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Next week we'll probably be talking about, may or may not be, depending on what you feel like, the Minecraft movie, since I'll be seeing it this weekend.
Oh yeah. Forgot about
I might give a quick non-spoilery review next week.
that. Yeah.
Maybe. However, I might do a spoiler review in a separate video, like I did with the Mario movie. That might be the better way
Oh
to
yeah,
go.
that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. However, yeah. I hope everybody enjoyed this episode of the podcast. Thank you for listening, and we shall be back in the next one. Cheers, everyone.
Goodbye.